Hey guys, it's Cal here from Lightsabers. This is an overview video for our much anticipated Skoll saber kit. Designed and created here at Lightsabers with our senior engineer James, whom some of you already know as Jimmy's Saber Junk. For those of you unaware of this particular design, this is inspired by the lightsaber used by Baylan Skoll, the former Jedi Knight and Jedi General now turned mercenary in Ahsoka, the Disney Plus series released in 2023. Following the reveal of his lightsaber prop at San Diego Comic-Con, we were very excited to bring this particular lightsaber to life whilst capturing some of the key details that we observed. I'd love to go through some of these with you now, as I feel the details and some of the features engineered into this kit are worth mentioning. Scaling, like several of our recent projects, was an important part of the process before we started any sort of engineering. Ray Stevenson, being around 6'3" in height, would give us an early understanding of how large this hilt may be. It took multiple revisions before we were confident that our 3D model was true to the sizing of the physical prop. We enlisted the help of Roy from Wanawanga, whom once again made the scaling process far easier for us. Eventually, we refined our scaling to where, when creating a visual layover of our 3D model on the prop exhibit images, both the model and prop aligned with a strong amount of accuracy. Despite the hilt appearing relatively simple, there were several details which we did not want to ignore, even after our initial production samples. Details such as the V-grooves above the handguard. At first glance, it seemed that these were actually milled grooves and had flat bases. However, after closer inspection, we noticed that these were in fact V-shaped rather than flat. This was actually noticed later, and so we acted quickly to adjust the final production batch to incorporate this machining detail. It did come out to an extra expense due to the increased machining time, but as you can see, the results speak for themselves. Next, we focused on some of the recessed details by the emitter. After careful studying, we noticed that the steps on these details were angled and not machined with a commonly sized bullnose end mill. Again, like the V-grooves, this was noticed later on, and we revised our drawings for a more accurate look, adding this angled step and reducing the fillet size for sharper edges. It made a huge improvement to the look of the emitter and overall accuracy. We also adjusted the small triangular accent detail here, following some feedback from a member within the lightsaber community. This small detail also made a noticeable difference. A few of the other finer details including designing and producing a D-clasp instead of a D-ring, as we noted a unique shape and style seen on the prop. We didn't collectively agree that this was in fact a D-ring, and the images of the prop didn't seem to show that. For the overall hilt materials, the hilt has been machined primarily from aluminium. The non-coloured areas have been anodised clear, with the remaining coloured areas being anodised to our specific colour palette. The pommel shell is made of real carbon steel to allow for true chemical blackening and oxidation or rusting. The carbon shell actually slides over an internal machine sleeve, so you won't have to be concerned about issues threaded an aged or treated pommel. It's held together with this captive nut here. The D-ring holder is machined from brass and uncoated, and the D-clasp is made from stainless steel. Finally, the accents here are made from bronze, and the housing is adhered to the body using double-sided 3M tape. If you did wish to remove this, you would simply apply some hot air for 30 to 60 seconds, and it should very easily come off. In terms of FX functionality, we have incorporated what has become somewhat standard in our industry now. The hilt allows for a fully removable chassis coil. It has a single button setup using this spring-loaded button here, and has discrete sound bedding inside the pommel. It also features a 1-inch blade holder and has 2 retention screws located here and here. Each kit comes assembled and wrapped in black tissue paper along with accessories, all of which are bagged up in this beautiful box designed by Christian Cruz. The accessories are fairly minimal with this kit, with just 2 Allen keys and 1 gold hex screw that can replace the control box screw here. There were some references that appeared to show this screw in gold, and so we've included a spare one for you in each kit. I always recommend, as these have been carefully QC'd prior to shipping, once you receive your kit, open it on a clear flat surface and simply check all accessories are there. If you have an issue, please let us know immediately and we can rectify it for you. In terms of weathering, we did weather one of the hilts as a sample here, in-house, using our newly developed weathering process. Here are the results of our weathering, along with how the switch box looks using the gold screw instead. I enjoyed using different techniques on this particular hilt, such as aging the carbon steel pommel, along with our standard chemical blacking process for the majority of the hilt. The pommel was particularly challenging as it involved hammering for a considerable amount of time to get the rough, raw iron style surface finish. In addition to that, using the chemical blackening process to create a gradient of black from the base of the emitter down. Nonetheless, I'm so pleased with the results and look forward to seeing how others approach their weathering. We will likely offer a send-in service for customers looking to have us weather their hilts also. However, this will be likely available in the coming months due to our commitments to other Hilt projects and the completion of our new headquarters. I'm pleased to say that we will start to ship the pre-orders this month and wanted to make sure that our overview video was live before we began. This is so all of our customers know what to expect when they receive their Hilts. Each kit is offered in various options, either as empty Hilts or with DIY install options such as Eco, Eco CC and Master Chassis kits. We do also offer various soundboards that include Profi, CFX, Golden Harvest and Verso. We have covered in previous videos the differences between these chassis. However, for those of you who are new here, our Eco chassis is a basic, functional, 3D printed PLA plastic chassis, giving you a more simplified experience. The Eco CC chassis is the same as our Eco, however it will also have a 3D printed PLA plastic crystal chamber, soundboard cover and resin printed crystals. There are also some brass rod accents here. The Goth3 Designs Master chassis is more of an artistic chassis, constructed with premium materials such as natural 3D printed brass. This is for those who are perhaps higher end collectors and wish to add some finer details to their hilt. This particular example has been weathered with additional processes such as brass silvering, brass backing and light verdigris effects. I want to mention that the hilts themselves do not come pre-installed with electronics and therefore will require installation by the end user. User guides will be available soon. Alternatively, the kits can be sent to your chosen hilt installer and we can recommend installers based in your area if you have any issues locating one. If you plan to install a chassis as I have here with my demo hilt, to access it simply unscrew the lower grip and the chassis can be removed. The screws on either side here act as a guide rail for the chassis. This now gives you full access to the battery and soundboard. This particular Eco chassis build uses a Profi V3.9 soundboard, an Eco MPXL V3 connector, 18650 high amp lithium battery, and a stock Custom Works speaker PCB connector. The pommel acts as a speaker pod for our 31mm speaker, which is designed for the Eco and Eco CC. Please note, the Master uses a 28mm speaker. The kill switch is located here, and I'll boot the saber up now. With the speaker being removable, please be aware that there will not be a boot up sound. Sound will be enabled once the lower grip is back on, after which the chassis can slide back into the hilt and lock in using the dedicated channels. Now the lower grip can be threaded back on. We can now remove the blade plug by loosening the two screws opposite the switch. A 1-inch blade can now be inserted. Activation and auxiliary effects are all controlled via the single switch. The Eco CC and Master chassis will also be shown during the demo. I hope you guys enjoyed that video demo. This hilt kit is now available on the saberarmory.com. We don't have many kits left from this run, so you may have to act quickly if you're considering grabbing one. If any of you watching have any further questions or queries, just leave a comment below or you can contact us via our website. Thanks for all your support and patience for this run. I hope to see many of you in the community starting or continuing your lightsaber journey with this beautiful kit. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.